McDick coming to you here today from Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is a vast province that has many areas in which GPS and cellular telephones do not work. That's why Saskatchewan directions are highly important. Giving directions in Saskatchewan is something that is somewhat of a honed and acquired skill. Saskatchewan directions must contain a detailed starting point and the immediate direction you must leave from said starting point. It is required that all Saskatchewan directions give detailed instructions on weight and dimensions. Hey, Morty. Saskatchewan directions must also include locally known landmarks. Saskatchewan directions must cover important safety topics. Although buildings and signs are commonly used, from time to time landmarks might include random ranch items. The Saskatchewan direction must contain an alternate route in case the traveler encounters a local agricultural technician moving his and or her cattle down the middle of the road. Important areas to avoid must be included in the directions. Detailed instructions on what to do once you reach your destination are vital. Saskatchewan directions must include specific landmarks to notify the traveler that they have passed their destination and need to turn around and come back. The Saskatchewan direction is not to be confused with the Saskatchewan erection. They are two different things. One refers to a horizontal plane and one refers to a semi-vertical plane. Saskatchewan directions are designed to specifically have the piss confused out of the traveler so they have no idea whatsoever where they're going by the time they've received the directions. The following is an example of directions to the Tufnell Community Pasture meeting all specific regulations of the Saskatchewan direction. From Highway 16 to 310, you're going to want to go north on 310. Now you got to remember 310 is a secondary highway, so if you're loaded primary and you're hauling down 310, get stopped by the DOT, just tell them that you're hauling for a random farmer on the side of 310. Then you're going to want to take 310 north all the way to the Birkdale Grid, then you're going to want to go east. Now careful, the sign says Birkdale Road, but we call it Birkdale Grid. Now don't worry if you get confused on the name of the road, because the Birkdale School's right on the corner. You can't miss it. Then you're going to want to keep traveling east on the Birkdale Grid till you cross the railroad tracks at Lako. Well, quick, Dick, Lako's not there anymore. How are we going to tell when we're at Lako? Don't worry, they put a sign up to let you know this is where Lako used to be. Now, you got to watch the rail crossing at Lako. There's a stop sign. You don't have to stop, but make sure to have a good look, because them big red bastards can come out of nowhere from the southeast, and we've already lost one hay wagon, an old horse trailer, and a pull-type swather at this crossing, and they were close fucking calls. Then you're going to want to keep going east down the Birkdale Grid until you get to the Margot Grid. You know we're getting close to the Margot Grid because there's a blue cattle oiler on the south side of the road in the neighbor's pasture. Then when you hit the Margot Grid, you're going to want to go north. Now, there's no sign saying it's the Margot Grid, but Boot Corner's right there on the north side of it, so you're going to want to hang a left when you get there. Well, the other way you can go is take Highway 16 to Tufnell, then you want to go north on the Margot Grid. You know it's the Margot Grid because there's a big fertilizer tank on the corner. If there's a truck loading at the ammonia tank, make sure to hold your breath when you're going by because that shit can burn your lungs. Continue north on the Margot Grid until you get to the community pasture corrals on the east side of the road. You will pass the community pasture headquarters. Do not turn into the headquarters. There's nowhere to turn around, and if you make ruts in a lawn, you are a dead man. You can't miss the community pasture corrals. There's a white gate. It's on the east side of the road. You can see the shack and the corrals all the way down at the end. If we're not in the shack when you get there, there should be a hot pot of coffee on the stove. We'll be right back. If you hit Pelican Lake, you got a little bit too far. You're going to want to turn around and come back to the south about a mile. Ooh, lots of ice fishing today. If you hit the speed curve by Stony Lake, you've gone way too far and you might as well just keep going north all the way to Margot and get turned around in a good spot. And although the direction giver had the best of intentions off the start, it would have been better for the traveler just to find their own damn way to where they were going anyways. And remember, if all else fails and you get lost, you can always just stop at somebody's place on the side of the road, but make sure you got time for coffee and room for lunch. This has been Saskatchewan Directions. This is Quick Dick McDick signing off, saying if you find yourself stuck in a bank, phone your neighbor for a Saskatchewan yank. We'll catch you next time.